They'll be calling you a radical, no rest for the weary. I don't even know how to put tags in this video. There's so much to talk about. First off, I'll start with they've refired up the oldest nuke reactor they claim in the world, which is not the oldest nuke reactor in the world. The oldest nuke reactor in the world is right there in Idaho at INL. Switzerland has refired up, and I tell you, it's going to backfire, like literally going to backfire. The activists are going to go psycho. Clean, cheap, to meet. I mean, they have a referendum that nuclear's done by law. They have to close them down. Why would they spend $2 billion to reopen this monster unused when by law they all have to be closed down here in the next few years in Switzerland? These are the mad, sick bastards that they are. By the way, Doug Collins' bag. What is the nuclear industry? They're the referees in the 1972 gold medal basketball game. So the oldest reactor's in Idaho that I do all my videos in. They actually, brick by brick, took it apart in INL and reconstructed it when they had to peel the guy off the roof when they murdered him and lied about that they're putting new scale in. Secondly, Utah State House. They got through the energy solutions. They snuck it through yesterday behind my back. They passed the bailout, and it's not 1.75 million as the Panty Painter, Salt Lake Tribune, and Deseret News scumbags report. No, it's 175 million because it's spread out. It's amortized over past, present, future. But they have no way to fund it. So they're going to try to get the funding through tonight. They close at midnight, so it'll be a long night for me. Third, the big one. I'll be in California. I leave tomorrow. So I'll be on Pacific Beach on the 10th, but in Sonoma County, the 243 annual, well, not annual, the Pacific Salmon Management Council is meeting. It's a 4 or 5 day meeting in Sonoma County. I'm going to be there. I might even stay right there. I got to put the money together right over. But they're going to have to face me face to face because nobody else will do this work. I have to do it. The greatest story in human history. So I'll be right up in their face. Next, Netanyahu has just killed the freaking Saudi Arabia nuke, freaking Pence's dream, freaking Trump's dream, Barack Obama's dream. You know, the people that flew the towers in is Barry Antoinette. Remember, Barack Obama is out the sliding door, vetoed the 9/11 bill. And remember, Stewart, one of the very few people here. Well, it almost went unanimously. Of course, Harry Reid freaking voted against it. So did Hillary's buddy Kane. So did Stewart here, the representative. Now think about that. I think they were the only ones. I mean, what could pass unanimously? I mean, so Netanyahu, because let me tell you, Israel just came out against it. They came out against it yesterday. And we know who runs this country. So if you think they're going to get nuclear and the United States is going to cut a deal, think again. He just put the dagger to it. Kissinger said so. You know, I've got to talk to Kissinger before I go to Fukushima, Hillary Clinton. I got to have Kissinger into the White House. Trump, we know who runs this country, so that's dead. There's so much to talk about, so much. The Great Pacific Genocide is now, it's made its way across the Bering Strait and an epic collapse in the Atlantic. The Atlantic is in free throws just like the Pacific was a couple years ago. The Pacific, all but dead. The well counts have plummeted. Oil Point. I mean, I talked to the activists that counted in Maui yesterday. I counted the activists that are counting right now at Oil Point, Santa Barbara County. They says these numbers are dramatic free fall. And it's all freelancers because the government, they're paid to do it. They just propagate this. So they're using more propaganda. They come out, the DOE says they're going to go at us more illegally. I mean, I'm overwhelmed. I mean, it's me, basically. Well, it's only me. I dress up like this because, in Austria, thank you so much in Austria. I can't say how much respect I have for you. You and Luxembourg joined in to fight the mad Hungarians on that nuclear thing. But this deal in Switzerland is a big, big deal. Netanyahu killed, I mean, I'm overwhelmed. But the biggest story is the Great Pacific Genocide. So I'll be in San Francisco. I got a lot of work I got to do, a lot of work. Because I've documented all the tide pools up the county, and when I counted off all the coastal counties, the one I missed was Marin. And of course, I've done lots of work in Marin County. I mean, the last pot I saw was at Point Reyes. That's in Marin County. You know, Sonoma, I've done a bunch of work there. I'm going to do more. You know, it's real important. I'm going to be there in their face. They want to freaking lie. And their last word, the 243rd annual conference, their last word, the bottom line will come down. This ODFW, WFW, California Fish and Game and Wildlife, NOAA, all of them. Bottom line says it comes down to the United States Department of Commerce. Huh? So you know what they're going to say. We don't care if there are no fish. Make them extinct. We traded in the health of the Pacific Ocean, the animals, your own health. You traded in for someone else's wealth. Come to the hotels, drink the beer, stay in the hotels, spend your money, fishermen who can't fish, skiers who can't ski. We're in the 11th hour. Oh boy, I'm telling you, we're in the 11th hour, big time. You know, This execution is, I mean, whoa. I mean, Fukushima should have been the end. I am overwhelmed. I'm blown away at all this work I've done, and nobody in the academia, professors, right on this campus, I've been in their face. The so-called environment. Oh, that's the other thing I got to talk about. I missed out. Finally, someone freaking has listened to me and come out and says, these fake environmentalists like Obama and all these people that say that nuclear energy helps and there's no ties between nuclear energy and they're the same thing. I want to say this because plowshares. You can ask Megan Rice. Plowshares, there's two plowshares. The other plowshares is nothing more than a front for the nuclear industry. They're scumbag, thieving, lying looters, just like Greenpeace America. Not Greenpeace International, very different. Sierra Club are scumbags here. Steger and I knew him personally, roll over in his grave. So when Megan Rice got protested, they've always taken that stand. That, the hierarchy of the Catholic Church, the nuns, the plowshare, that group that broke into Y12, which I was the only media there reporting that, full of cancer, they used to say, oh, we're not against the technology. Megan Rice herself used to say it. Her mother, Madeline Rice, who I knew personally, would roll over in her grave. And they'd say, but we're all for the tech, we're not against nuclear energy, just nuclear bombs. Well, I'll quote the woman who runs, because it's a hard act, the nun from Philadelphia. And it's ran by a hierarchy. I sat with her at the potluck. With the woman, the first ordained Roman Catholic priest in the United States. I sat with her. She held my hand while her and Mary Evelyn Tucker inside the trial. As I sat right there as Megan Rice went off on them. After they threw an 85-year-old nun in prison and tried to kill her. I was in the airport with Megan's daughter and niece. They were disgusted at the act. Where's the actress? I said, I'm here. And they're like, yeah, you are, Kevin. You're the only one that's here. I said, yeah. They were disgusted. They were appalled. So she says, boy, did you put it to us, Kevin Blanch? And I says, yeah, I stepped into the middle of you guys and I broke your rhetoric because I took the field on Megan Rice because you guys always spread because that's not true. They're the same thing. Nuclear energy and nuclear bombs are the exact identical thing. Same with scumbag ICANN. Those liars. Go get another Nobel Prize from the Swedes who are pro-nuclear when the Danes fight their ass off. The Danes anti-nuclear. So she told me right to my face, she says, Kevin, well, you did it. And the way I figure it, you were sent by God. So that's the way it is. She says, you were placed here by God is all I can figure out because you stuck it to us. Oh boy, did I. The work that I've accomplished the last 7 years while full of cancer, given a death sentence 2 months to live, is beyond historic. For the light it shines inside of me. All we can do is, we need divine intervention. Well, you got me. You got me. So I'll stand up. We're in the 11th hour. That's what the nuclear industry, they're the referees in the 19th. That's his back. That's his back. For real. I might have to sell it. It's worth a lot of fucking money. I'm going to have to sell it because I need money. I'm overwhelmed. I'm tired. I'm beat up. My open heart surgery. I'm feeling good physically for the first time. Remember, I did most of this work in critical condition. I had a Feldorg valve, remember? Dancing through tide pools up and down California. Google dead tide pools. Dial, you're going to get nothing but me. You know how much work that was and how many times I did that? With a Feldorg valve, full of AML leukemia. Talk about miracle, I'm alive. All we need is a miracle. Oh boy. I've had lots of miracles for my cup overflow. Stay tuned.